Hello and welcome back to the second episode of my developer commentary of Harbinger, the updated version that is. In this episode we're going to be taking on Orange, the next area. I also went and got the bed from White, so we should be good to get going on that. Orange hasn't changed a huge amount. There's a fewer spawners than there were, but yeah, generally it's pretty much the same. I don't know why I'm lagging like that. Let's turn down my render distance ever so slightly. I'm not sure how I feel about the new UI, but you know, there we go. Let's turn that down, and hopefully we can get through this without too much trouble. I don't have Aqua Affinity, so breaking spawners is very slow, and I probably shouldn't bother. And I don't know why it's being so choppy. If it continues to be really bad, I might have to end the recording and restart my computer, see if that fixes anything. There we go. Oh, they aren't particularly dangerous drowns, but when you get a few of them in quite a small area, like this, they can be, so I'm actually going to have to retreat. I've never had that problem before, so that's quite funny. Let's grab another one of these and just go around them, because I can't be bothered to kill that many drowns. Yeah, we make it through pretty easily this time. And drown spawners actually work in 1.16, so if I do update this map, I could think about. I don't think there's meant to be a guardian spawner there, so that might be a 1.16 bug. But basically, in order to spawn drowns in 1.15 and below, you have to have them riding on something. So if you want them out of water, you use a... That's a little trap. It used to be a creeper spawner in the old version, but I decided that was maybe a bit too brutal. Because even if you don't go for that chest, you can't stop them spawning. It's not like knowing that trap is there doesn't really help you avoid it. So I decided to get rid of it. That's just more water breathing potions. And let's kill you. They drop leather, so they're probably worth killing a few of, and then I can make some leather armor for myself. Because at the moment I am a bit bare. Let's not die just yet, please. I thought I had that lid up, but maybe I did not. Let's get rid of that spawner there as well. So, yeah, you can see that not having creepers significantly lowers the kind of chance of it killing you, basically. I think I quite like creepers as a mob, because I think zombies, if you have to fight a swarm of them, it's not very fun, and if you only fight one, they're not very dangerous. So it's quite hard to balance with zombies, I think. Or at least it's quite hard to create an actual threat of death with zombies, in a way that creepers just, until you've got really good armor, creepers are always a threat of death, really. There's nothing over here, really. I don't know why there's these leaves. I suppose they fit with the rest of the down below. I'm going to ignore that bit and just jump down. I think new players might try and kind of work their way down, but I'm not a new player, and I've already done this dungeon on video as well, so no point playing it too carefully. I don't plan on getting all the emeralds in this playthrough. I might fly through and show where they all are at the end, but yeah, I don't want to spoil. I want people to be able to get some extra value out of actually playing the map and not just watching me do it. Right, so we are now coming up on the first kind of special loot box. I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to grab it and run away. Get some extra air as we come back through. I also got rid of one of the small changes in this area is I got rid of some of the bubble columns. They used to be a lot more than this, and obviously even with this many it's like plenty to make sure you don't actually need to worry about your air, but it also just allows the drowns to function a bit more easily. Right, so we've grabbed that. I don't think there's anything else that way really, so we're just going to come... That leads back to the White Wall area. So the station from the floating island in the White Wall area comes back this way. And I couldn't place torches because there were rail tracks there, but... Yeah, so the themes in this map are railway stations underground, floating islands and flying ships. Those are the three kind of recurring objects, I think. And the idea behind that was the flying ships and floating islands kind of go together. But then in my mind, the lore reason for the underground stations was that they were kind of forced underground by some sort of demon or something, and so they had to build up this infrastructure to allow civilization to carry on, but underground, and then eventually even underground became impossible to live in. So I kind of had some loose outline for how I wanted it to work, and I'm probably not doing it justice here because I've forgotten most of it, but I feel like I can hear something walking around behind me. Maybe it's just me walking around. Yeah, so again, many fewer creepers than the original area. This one had, I think, 2 or 3 creeper spawners. Right, let's get moving in here before any more spawn. And you can see, because of that, the danger of this area is much lower. It's a much easier area. But given that I was going for quite an easy start to the map, as much as I think creepers are just the most fun mob to play around with, it's not always positive. And had mixed feedback on these silent creepers because some people were really not fans. But for me, I think because they're like the way I'd set it up is that basically they're glowing, so you always know where they are. As long like they can't creep up on you, really, unless you let them get behind you. And if you've done that, you've made a mistake in my mind. So I wanted it to be like relatively punishing to make that mistake. I don't know where those creepers are spawning from. I guess I might have put one in the ceiling or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think by having silent glowing creepers, if you lose track of them, they're a threat. But if you know exactly where they are, because they're glowing and they therefore can't sneak around corners and get you, you should be able to fight around that. And if you don't, then that's when you start to suffer. Right, let's get rid of that spawner. Yeah, drowns are a bit weird in how they function. We get a carrot. They don't always attack you above water. So some of this area is a bit odd at times. But right, let's just run and torch spam a bit more. So as you can sort of tell if you watched the previous iteration of the developer commentary and now watching this one, you can see that this is quite a scaled back version of what this area was initially. I got rid of quite a few of the spawners, which can take out some of the challenge, but given the level of the map I was going for, I think this fits better. I probably should have put in some more. That hunger's really annoying. And there's that creeper. Yeah, so they work quite. I think they're quite interesting as drop creepers as well, because like you'll see them spawn on top of a roof or something, but then if you lose track of them for a second, you won't hear them fall down behind you. And I'm not doing very well here. Let's heal up. There also used to be a charged creeper spawner near this hole. Because again, like with shields, charged creepers are just not that scary. But people don't like them. People, I think they're much worse than they are. And they can be punishing if you're not prepared to fight them. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I actually don't think charged creepers are as bad a mob as people think they are, really. My biggest issue with this area and how I would do it differently next time is that it's so flat, and that's kind of deliberate. It's meant to feel like a sort of aircraft hangar that they've tried to make a resort in, but in terms of gameplay, it just means that so much of it is like there's not really many obstacles to movement, and in Minecraft if there's no obstacles to movement, you can just like avoid mobs most of the time, run and place torches, and this is how you can get through most of the area. I was hoping that would get me through the wall. It did not. Yeah, and just being able to torch run everything isn't hugely fun in my mind. So I would like to have some more changes of elevation and maybe put this into kind of 3 tiers, with Barney in the middle and something like that. I think that would have been a better way to make this area. But that's kind of what I mean about this not being a perfect map, and I would do stuff differently next time. I still don't think it would be worth me completely redoing it to re-release this map. Perhaps if it was a full remaster, maybe it would be, but you know, it's not. It's just it is meant to just be a kind of more polished version of the original, a 1.1 rather than a 2.0, if you will. And I'm sort of making quite slow progress here, but there are some normal creepers apparently. And in expert mode, all the creepers in the map have speed, which I think was... I haven't actually played through in expert mode. I sort of just made it as a fun extra thing because I could. Throw our first stack of torches. I think I got rid of... I don't know if... Yeah, there was a chest back here. This is the old style of chest, so this might be one I missed when I was going through, but yeah, where there's just a lot more junk. I guess I could take those chests, but I don't really need them. A lot more junk in the chests, and which just makes your inventory fill up much faster. There's a spawner under this bush, so we'll get rid of that. And then retreat and eat some bread. And eat some more bread. Yeah, so this is the quite like slow, methodical way you can approach this area. The other way you can do it is just to run to the end, because it's quite obvious where you need to go, I think. These zombies with their hunger, or this strays, isn't they? No, not strays. Husks, that's the one. Yeah, all the baby zombies in the map also do have slowness, like all the baby spiders. That gets turned off in expert mode as well, so that's another one of the changes. But I think it's quite... especially if you're playing on like a laggy multiplayer server or something, like babies are just so hard to hit. There we go. Probably should have just killed that spider before I went in there, but there we go. That's a lesson for next time. And some lapis. Yeah, there's much less lapis and stuff in the map now, I think. But obviously getting the enchanting table later makes it much less useful also. The only thing with taking it slow as well, though, is that you run through materials much faster, so like weapons and stuff, because you just have to kill a lot more mobs. But if you kind of do the tactic of moving forward, spawning a few, I think there might be some spawners in there. Let's just run along here. Set off absolutely every spawner in the area and then hope that they all despawn, I guess. I think the skeletons are only at the edges. Just to kind of try and force the player not just to run down the sides. That was close. And I should either kill this skeleton or... Yeah, I'm getting a bit careless here. Those axe skeletons do quite a lot of damage though, so I don't want to get hit by one of them. Right, so I think we've pretty much got most of this beach lit up now, so we can head into the water and take on what is, I suppose, the wool dungeon, but it is a very small one. Yeah, this area, Orange Wool in general, has a few sections, so you've obviously got the caves initially, and then the resort area, and then finally Barney. Which, again, I think you could do. I don't mind doing those 3 different areas for one wool, but I do think that they could be combined or condensed a bit, and particularly this area. Particularly the resort area, I think, is bigger than it needs to be. There's also, I think there used to be 3 spawners in here, and there's now 1, and that sort of keeps going as you move upwards. And I think I got rid of all the creepers as well, and we got a potato. Yeah, that's the other thing about making you kill quite as many zombies and husks as this area and some of the early areas do, is that you're pretty much guaranteed to get potatoes as a food source pretty early on. I mean, I've got 2 potatoes and 2 carrots already, so you can sort of see that. Let's combine those together. So, but on the, I mean, we don't have too many bones, so I guess that makes farming them more inconvenient than it could be, just because we haven't seen that many skeletons yet. And here is the wool. So yeah, not an overly difficult dungeon. Hopefully reasonably fun. And what I do like about it, kind of my favourite thing, is just the aesthetic of it, which we can't really see because of the render distance, but I will put it up a bit. yeah, I think I really like the aesthetic, the sky and the clouds and everything. Not the Minecraft clouds, the ones in the ceiling. There's a sun back there, and very like the palm trees. There's just various things that I think are quite cool, and I like the. So these are obviously two sphere brushes on top of each other that then add some gravity applied. But I think when you're doing an area like this, you can get away with deliberate brush strokes because it's so obviously deliberate. I think a lot of map making and CTM map making in particular is people try and make it look like it wasn't made with tools, and that's fine. That's definitely one way to go, but I think that you can explore the idea of more deliberate brushstrokes in more kind of stylized areas sometimes. I think make them stand out.